Hey, Utah here with a video on the individual solo section. This solo section follows the Dokokara oroshi, after the 10th one, right into it. And the tempo is determined by the A person hitting 4 kas with both their hands. From then on, right afterwards, everybody else is going to start playing the G. So if the A person goes, everybody else goes. If the A person goes slow, okay, the A person is going to play an 8 solo, and then the next person is going to play whatever number they are assigned. Okay, the numbers represent how many lines there are in their solo. So if you look at this chart, you can see that 2 full G's worth is a 8 solo. A 4 solo is 1 G's worth, and a 2 solo is half a G's worth. Okay. A group can increase the difficulty of this solo section and the more random chaoticness of this by adding different numbers if they want to, but what is important is that the G is kept the way it is. Okay. All right, so now let's practice playing the solo and then the G. We'll start with the number 8 and we'll take turns doing this. For ease, we're just going to use don per each line as your solo. So for the 8, it's going to be don, 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 don. That will be your solo. Okay. So when I count it in, I'm going to keep the G for you. You play the dons. I will sing your part. And once you're done with the 8, then go switch to the G so that you can allow me to play the solo. And I'll do an 8 solo too. Let's go back and forth for a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so your solo is going to be don, don, ready, ich, ni, so, le, don, 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 don. My turn. Your turn. And don, 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 don. My turn. Now let's practice the 4s. So you'll start with 4 dons and switch over to the G. This time it's going to be half of what we did earlier, so just 1 full G's worth to give to me, and then we'll just go back and forth. So you 4 dons, then G, 4 dons, then G. Okay. Your turn first. Ich, ni, so, le, don, 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 don. My turn. Your turn. Don, 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 don. My turn. Again. Don, 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 don. My turn. All right, the 2 solo. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky because the 2 solo is only 2 lines, which is half of the length of a G. So if you're assigned the first 2 solo, then you have to play don, don, and then the rest of the G, which is tsu, do, tsu, do, do, tsu, tsu, tsu. Can we practice this one together? So it's going to go 1, 2, and tsu, do, tsu, do, do, tsu, tsu, tsu. Okay, let's do this 4 times in a row, just to get practice. Don, don, ich, ni, so, le, solo. G, do, do. Again, solo. Okay, now the flip side. You are the second number 2 person, which means you have to play the first half of the G and then go into your solo. The first half of the G is do, tsu, do, tsu, do, tsu, tsu, do, and then do, Okay, so let's practice this 4 times. Do, tsu, do, tsu, so, le, do, tsu, do, tsu, do, again, and do, tsu, do, tsu, do, tsu, do, do. Do your 3rd time. And all right, so we're going to try to put this all together. Hi. For practice, we are going to do a solo sequence of 8, 4, 2, and 2. Okay. If you could do the math, how many G's is that worth? 4 altogether. So I'm going to go ka, 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 and then we will go into the G. And let's stop exactly at 4. No extra hits. Ready? And... Okay, so with that G practice done, let's practice being the number 8 soloist. I will play with you, so do exactly how I'm doing it. Okay, 8 solo only, and then we'll keep the G for the rest. Okay, now the 4 person. Yeah, I'll do the ka 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 ka, though I'm not the soloist, to establish the tempo. So we're gonna play 2 G's, play the 4th person, and then 1 more G after that. The 8 person. 4. Okay, now let's play the first 2 person. So 3 full G's, don, don, and then half of the rest of the G, and we'll stop there. 8. 4. Now, the second number 2 person. Okay, so we'll play 2 full, 1, 3 G's, half of a G, and then end with our solo, and we'll stop there. Neat and up. 8. 4. First 2. Alright, so let's put this all now together in a split screen. You'll see 4 of me playing the 8, 4, and then 2 and 2. I will play the video 4 times in a row so that you could practice any of the parts that you want to. Again, when you have more members, you're going to have more numbers, and you're going to have to memorize those, but this is just the simple version of the solo section so that you have a good understanding of what the numbers mean. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next lesson next week.